Okay, let's do a couple of questions with dividing. The dividing was takeaway. So this first one is got d to the power of 4 divided by d to the power of 2. So we have, to simplify this using the index law, we would have d to the power of 4 minus 2. And 4 take away 2 is just 2. So the answer is d to the power of 2. Nice and simple. Now this next question, we have some numbers and some variables. So we have c and c. And we have 6 and a 3. Just like before, we're going to work out our numbers first. So this is equal to 6 divided by 3, which is 2. And then c to the power of 4, take away c to the power of 1. So this is equal to 2c to the power of 3. Because we just take away the bottom power from the top power. So let's have a look at this last one, which has multiple numbers and variables. So here we have a 10 and here we have a 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So let's write that first. Now, we have g to the power of 4. Is there another g? Well, there's one on the bottom, so we can work that out. So g to the power of 4 divided by g to the power of 10. So that's going to mean we do g to the power of 4, take away 10. And now we have h to the power of 7 divided by h to the power of 3. So this is going to be h to the power of 7 take away 3. So let's now simplify and evaluate. So we have 2g to the power of negative 6, and then we have h to the power of 7 take away 3, which is 4. So this is one way we could leave it. Another way you could write this, if you wanted or needed the answer to be all positive numbers, is g to the negative 6 is the same as dividing by g to the power of 6. So let's rewrite that. So we have 2 divided by g to the power of 6, and then there's a h to the power of 4 on the top. So this g to the negative 6 is the same as writing g to the power of 6 on the bottom of the fraction. So let's have a look at our third index law, which is powers of brackets. So let's have a look at our product index law, which is the law when we had brackets. We have here behind me a to the power of 5 to the power of 3. So what this is meaning, we have 3 lots of a to the power of 5. We have a to the power of 5, a to the power of 5, and a to the power of 5. So to add this up, we would then end up with a to the power of 15, because 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. Now instead of doing multiple additions, we're going to use multiplication to simplify it. So instead of doing 5 plus 5 plus 5, we can just do 5 times 3. So the index law said when we have brackets and powers, we multiply them together. So we have 5 times 3, which is just equal 15. So brackets is when we multiply. Now let's look at the second one behind me. Now this one, we have multiple things in the bracket. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the power on each of our variables. So this here is 3 to the power of 1, and this here is b to the power of 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to times the powers together with the power out the front. So we're going to do 4 times 1, we're going to do 4 times 2, and we're going to do 4 times 1. So we're going to end up with 3 to the power of 1 times 4, a to the power of 2 times 4, and then b to the power of 1 times 4. So this is going to be equal to 3 to the power of 4, a to the power of 2 times 4 is 8, and b to the power of 1 times 4, which is just 4. You could evaluate this 3 as well. If it says to evaluate, you need to work out what 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is. So if you chuck that in the calculator, you can then evaluate 3 to the power of 4. The next example, again, variables are just symbols. So we have here house to the power of 3 divided by house to the power of 2. And we have 4 outside of the brackets. So what we can do is we can do 4 times 3, and we can also do 4 times 2. A nice way to remember it is you just times the little numbers together. So we're going to end up with house to the power of 3 times 4 divided by house to the power of 2 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12, and 2 times 4 is 8. So this is just equal to house to the power of 12 divided by house to the power of 8, which, if we use the previous index rules, 12 take away 8 is 4. So the answer is house to the power of 4, which we've run out of space, so I'm going to do it down here. So this just ends up equaling house to the power of 4. So let's have a look at some more complex problems to better help you understand how to use index laws.